So episode 3 of Gotham Knights, entitled Under Pressure. Is this programme putting me under pressure? Let's find out. So welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to my review series for the DC TV series Gotham Knights. Yes, so here we are, episode 3, entitled Under Pressure, or as I already said, directed by Lauren Petzler and written by Natalie Abram. Now, I'll be honest, I nearly quit after last week's episode. Only 2 episodes in. I enjoyed the first episode. Last week's episode, I didn't. I thought it was quite awful, to be honest with you. Very cheap looking, So does this episode give us anything more? So, in this episode here, we open with Robin, who looks more like Catwoman, really, with the glasses and that. But there we go, that aside. She brings down the leader of the mutant gang, Vernon Wagner. She brings him to justice. The police turn up, they arrest him. But lo and behold, the mayor takes credit for this, and the police, for the police task force capturing him, the mayor wants credit for this, and this in turn causes the mutant gangs to blow up a Gotham City PD blimp, those blimps that we see flying around, and that comes crashing down onto Ace Chemicals factory. But it's all a ploy, because it turns out that the chemical factory has actually been robbed beforehand for some chemicals. This is all done by this mutant gang. Stephanie and Brody. Obviously, Brody, as we know, last week took the fall for Stephanie for some stuff that went on. He's in trouble by his parents, Lincoln Marsh and Rebecca Marsh, and they force him to go to this Founders Gala. He in turn invites Stephanie, who feels she has to agree to go because him stepping up for her in the last episode. So he goes on a date with her to this. But lo and behold, the gala has been taken over by the mutant gang, who've taken everyone hostage, and they have a bomb. They have a gas bomb down in the bottom because they want to hold the gala ransom for the release of Vernon Wagner, their leader. But it turns out that they're gonna explode the bomb regardless of whether they get him out or not. They're gonna kill everyone there. While there, they rob everyone of all their jewellery and belongings and this sort of a thing. Cullen in this episode poses as policeman, a rookie policeman, to go in and get some files on Wayne's murder. And yes, now this episode here, let's talk about this episode as opposed to what went on. That's what went on. That's the sort of stuff that happened. The episode did end with us finding out that Druella, Joker's daughter, has stolen all of the stuff that was stolen off the people in the gala. And in there are some Court of Owl watches and this sort of a thing. Now this episode here, I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it far more than last week's. I certainly did. It took me 2 watches. I started it, I stopped it, I watched something else. Then I thought, I'll go back to it and I'll give it a watch. And I enjoyed it. I don't know if that's because my thoughts on it were so low down. But, all the characters got a moment to shine in this one. I feel that, most of the cast are coming together. Misha Collins as Harvey Dent, he's the highlight of the show for me. I think Misha Collins is great, and I really hope to see him on this journey as Harvey Dent. The Court of Owls stuff, it doesn't really intrigue me too much, I'll be honest. It's there, it's present in the programme, it's the overarching story, because obviously a few members of the Court of Owls were at this gala. We don't know who they were or anything like this. You got some nice moments between characters like Stephanie and Harper, because they attempted to, well, they did do it. They defusing this bomb. Yeah, so a lot of stuff went on for me. it was a fine episode. It was a fine episode. I enjoyed it, and I will be back next week with next week's episode. Some of the writing in this one is on the wall. It's so in your face. It'll just step out and slap you. It was the moment where he was going. Wayne Jr., the boy, was going, I forget his name, Jesus Christ. What's happening in my mind? Old age. Wayne Jr. was going through the book, the diary, and said it's almost like the pages that were ripped out were the most important. That just stood out to me as being, wow, that's abysmal writing. But there we go. I'm sure the programme's full of it. But you know, this program may have something to offer if it starts doing its own thing. If it takes it needs to take Harvey Dent down the Two-Face storyline. It needs to give us that sort of, you know, story. I know he ain't become Two-Face yet, and that sort of steps on the back of Batman and Batman mythos. But let's just look at this as an Elseworlds kind of story, shall we? So they can do that if they want, and yeah, why not? But anyway, this is me. This is me done. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And I'll be back next week with a chat about next week's episode. A little bit longer than this one, hopefully. But there we go. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.